What a journey.
right? Well, and it's been a very long journey because I remember meeting you, I believe in 2011, I think it was.
Oh yeah? You
Yeah,
remember that?
I remember that. I don't forget a lot of things.
Cool, cool.
And I remember, I met you at Rodney's studio, and
Oh,
you were doing,
that was okay. That was a long time ago.
yeah, a very long
That
time ago.
was a
You
very long time ago.
Yeah, and you were doing, well, you were singing, but you were singing on reggae beats.
Yes, I was too. I did a lot of reggae back then because obviously we were exposed to a lot of reggae music.
Right,
So it should have been part of my vibes always, or it will be and will
right.
always be that because of that. So yeah.
So what would you call your, like, everybody have, like, a certain sound. What would you call your type of sound? Like, do you have, like,
Right now, I would say I'm really doing me. I haven't figured out a name for it yet, but I'm
right,
doing me where it comes to um, just being myself and creating my own type of music and what fits me. But I have some new stuff coming, which I
right,
think everyone is going to appreciate and love and come to enjoy daily. And it's
mhm,
music that really represents who I am and where I'm from and all the genres of music that I had the honor of doing over the years and learning,
right, right.
Yeah.
So do you write all your music, or you have writers, or a team?
Team, and then I do it on my own because I do have my own studio, my home studio. So
Okay, nice.
it creates that environment for me to be able to create even more. So I
Right.
write all the time, but I do have writers and a team who is able to write for me if, in case I have other things to do.
Right. That's
Yeah.
nice. So so what's the creative process? What's that like more times? Like, do you, I'll make it easier. Like, do you, a lot of artists, they write the song and then they find music to put on it, or, then some people find the music, they write it, or they create it together. So, what's the creative process with Samantha Moon?
Well, it all depends because, I could be sitting right where I'm at right now and inspiration hits me. I just pick up the pen and paper, or I might pick up my phone, which is so convenient everywhere we go now. And I will put in my notepad or do a voice recording. And sometimes I sit with my band and I do music on right there and then,
Right.
or it's something that where a producer sends me a beat and
Hmm.
then I start to vibe on it. It all depends. There are many different uh,
Wait.
processes of how we do this.
Right.
So it all depends.
um, the song we played in the intro, Shine,
Shining, yeah.
Shining. Uh, I love that song.
Thank
Actually, I
you.
listened to it today. Well, n- I was going through which song should I, play as your intro song, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had some choices, and Shine. I probably played Shine 3 times, and I was like, the first time I played it, I was like, oh, this is a nice song, but I did not listen to it. So I went back and I
Yeah.
was listening to it. It's like, oh,
The
this is a really
lyrical
nice song.
content is
Yes,
dope. Yeah.
yes.
And
Did you write that, or did you have
I
help on that?
I wrote it in collaboration with a producer who lives in LA. His name
Okay.
is Sean Diggy, and we
Mm,
worked together writing this song. It was a beautiful process. I won't say challenging, but definitely, going out of my comfort zone, which was
right.
dope to do. So I love that project. Yeah.
Yeah. So you said out of your comfort zone. So I that was very difficult, or just
No, not difficult, just a new experience,
something
which
new,
I
right?
really enjoyed. Yeah.
Right. Oh, so that's good. You always got to embrace, new things as an
Yeah.
artist, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
you want to like do amazing things and not just stay in the same place. I just look at it as reinventing myself every time,
Of
and
course.
quality is always better. So to me.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
speaking of quality, you said you have your own home studio. So you guys
Mm-hmm.
do your own mix and master and stuff because the quality of the music is amazing.
Yes, for some of it, yes, and then for some of it, we executive produce.
Okay.
Yes, Stafford Music Group LLC. So that is the process. Sometimes it's that way, this way. It all depends. So yeah, but we have like producers who are nominated, Grammy nominated producers.
Okay. Okay.
Also, we would have like normal producers working with who are amazing as well. So
Right.
it depends, or as well. It all depends. Everything comes back to it depends because music is just an amazing journey where you don't know what's gonna happen next,
True.
but you definitely know where you want to go with it, and
Right.
it's always to good quality, like we say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as yeah, you're right. It could lead you to anywhere.
Anyway,
But as long
as
as you
long
have a
as it's good
focus on
quality
where
and
you want to go,
people
you will.
love it. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so is there anybody that um you haven't collab with that you would like to collab with?
Um,
Or
I haven't really thought about it, but I mean, there are many artists I would love to collab with, but it's not
yeah.
something that I really think about. I always focus on putting out as much music as I can out there and continuing to work. And even if there's not a lot out there, but
Right.
still there's a lot in here and there's a
Right.
lot that can come out. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. But okay, I want to go back because I just thought of something.
Okay.
You had a okay, your name before Samantha Moon. You had a previous name before Samantha Moon, right?
Yeah, which ones?
Which one?
Yeah, which ones? But yeah, I did.
Okay, but I remember hearing a when I met you, the name, well, obviously Samantha is your name, right? Part of your name.
Yeah,
Um,
Samantha is my name, yeah.
right. But the name you had, it was not Samantha, like your artist name at the time.
No.
Was not Samantha.
It
I
could have been Temptations.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was it. That was it.
Could have been
Temptations.
that, like, yeah, not a long story. But yeah, that name. If you remember that, then you know me from like way back then, not just the Samantha Moon now that, you know, other parts of the world are trying to get to know. It's just my country knows who I am. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
Right.
the people in there. So
Yeah, and like I said, it was reggae back then, with the
reggae,
Temptations.
reggae.
And
Yeah.
there was a song we used to play on TDN back then. I guess Sam would know that, but I think it was you and a guy named Coco Breakfast, I believe.
Yeah, that could have been
Yeah.
Raindrops because I think that's the only
Yes,
feature
that
we
was the
did
name of the song.
together.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, just flashes there
Yeah,
for a minute.
yeah.
But you said you mentioned country, and like I said, you were doing reggae in Dominica. Now your
Mm-hmm.
music has a more soul vibes to it. It's more mature music, obviously, because
Yes.
you've grown, right?
Yes.
Um, how has the exception been with people from back home? Have they accepted what you're doing now, like, or
Um, to say accepted something I wouldn't be able to answer for other people,
right?
but I know
But you have people that's riding with you from
within
back then.
right. So
Oh,
I
okay.
was just about to point on that is I have people who tells me what they love, what they
Right.
enjoy listening to, and uh, and I appreciate that feedback because that tells me that they love it. It might not be their favorite genre to
Right.
listen to every day, but it definitely is a go-to at any time. So
Exactly.
it's good music, it's good quality, and I love what I do.
Hmm.
I'm not saying that, I don't know if you're gonna get to that question, but I'm not saying that I wouldn't do music from my country, but I just
Right.
feel like I'm not ready for that yet. But you
Right.
will see something soon.
Okay. All right. Well, I hope by the next step, hopefully, we get you here next time and we could talk about what you just said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That, something we'll be looking out for soon. But um I've watched, well, for the last, I want to say last month or so, I've watched you
Mm-hmm.
do two performances live.
Okay.
Um what um Actually, no, there was three because there was another one, but I'll get into that in a minute.
Okay.
What would be your favorite Samantha Moon song to perform?
At this moment, I would say Shining.
Shining.
Yeah.
It,
I
so
love this one. And I really enjoy singing The Reason as well.
okay.
Because with that live band and that energy, it just feels so good.
Nice.
It
Oh yeah.
feels so good, so good. And if you know Temptations back then, who is the same Samantha Moon, you would
Right.
know that I love to play with live bands
Yeah.
because I've been doing that for a long time. It's not just since here in Minnesota, but I've been doing it a long time in
Right.
Dominica as well.
What was that climate like though? Going from,
A
doing,
shock.
yeah.
It was a shocker. And then, I've traveled a lot of places that's cold, but when you get to live in and really experience in the seasons,
Hmm.
it's kind of a culture shock for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, at first it was, and then I got so used to it. It's like, no, when people like complain about the cold, I'm like, it's not that cold, you know?
Wow.
Yeah,
Y- So
yeah,
you so
but I'm a climate girl where I just want to be in the warm, you
nice.
know?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like I need to have that beach life and hot springs and all of that.
Yeah,
Go
that's what I'm
ahead.
saying. Like, you no, well, I was gonna say earlier, like, oh, you're that type of person who, like, get used to the weather. Like, I've been here forever, and trust me, I came out from outside a while ago. I had two sweaters on me and a jacket.
Well, I had to, we have to. You can't really think about it too much because
Yeah, of
what it's
course, right,
gonna do is affect the way that your body adapts to the outside
right.
climate. It's like, who wants to deal with that?
Yeah,
Just
think
accept
positive.
that that's the
Yeah,
way it is.
just think positive. Yeah,
Yeah.
all seasons is needed anyway. So, I mean,
Yep.
there's a
And
reason
I
for it.
love it. Don't you love it? It's really,
I
it's
do,
really
I do,
nice.
I do.
It's an experience.
You know what? I love summer in the Caribbean.
Me too.
Summer up here, that's a different story. You can't really breathe. So
Yeah. Oh,
when
let's not talk about that. I just is but it's like it's crazy in a way to see how humans can adapt to different, you
climates,
know.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
yes.
just amazing.
So you love your new weather in Minnesota.
I guess so.
And-
I think I maybe love the people.
all right.
So that's why I probably accept the weather. That should be a good explanation for it.
Yeah, what are the people like in Minnesota? Is it like, well, obviously not like Dominica. Nowhere can be like Dominica, but are they like welcoming and like, just love or
Well, what I have experienced, it's amazing. I mean, there are times when you meet people who are not, on your same frequency,
right?
but at the same time, I believe that it's an experience for me, and I don't think too many things bother me. For me, I always look at it as you can't really tell people how to act, but you can
Right.
show them how you behave or react to certain things, and probably that can bring a solution to a lot of other things. So for me, to answer that question, I would say the people around me, my energy is attracting what I want around me. So it's always
Nice.
love and great energy. So that's just what it is, I
I
guess.
actually, I actually love how you answered that question. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
I love how you
I
answered that.
just think it's just the law of attraction. You attract what you want,
What
you
you,
know.
that is true. That is
Yeah.
true. So let's go back into music a little bit. I mean, we can segue because I like to have conversation. I don't want it to be like, so
Sure.
what did you do? What did you do? You know what I
Sure.
mean? So
No, it's not a problem. I love conversation too. That's
of
why we're
course,
going so deep concerning, just people on a whole and how we see things. I mean, I love the music and I do it because I want people to enjoy it and love it too, because
right.
that's my passion. But I think sometimes when we speak deeper about life and people, that's just what it is. You attract what you want.
That is true. That is true. So what type of message are you trying to get across to people in your music?
Um, it's everything. It's love. It's how you attract your energy. Because you said you love Shining, right? The
Yes.
song Shining. Okay,
Yes.
so if you listen carefully to Shining, you will see how we are talking about the incantation about the things you say and how you look at life and the dreams that we get, the dreams that I get. And the way I feel about it is, you know, you have to connect your energy with everything because everything is one. And
Right.
it's a powerful thing to say. And I believe like the moment we know that, that's when we're going to become so powerful. So if you listen to Shining one more time, and from what I'm saying now, you would see that that's how I want it to affect people. It's these lyrics, the words.
Right.
So just have to listen. It's
Maybe
about love, everything.
let's take a listen of Shining. Do you mind? Let's take a
No, I
quick
don't mind.
listen. All right,
Yeah, let's go.
let's take a quick listen of Shining, and I want you guys to actually take in the lyrics of this song because it's actually a very, very
Big tune, some man
big
from
tune.
move. She went to the waters just to free her from all the things that's trying to bring her down. That can be so simple yet so complicated. She just wanna dance like no one is around. And he sang a song and she cried. She don't know how to reply. He wiped the tears from her eyes. No love is on the horizon. She can't hide the smile in her eyes. She's shining like the sunshine. She's shining, he's shining, he's shining like the sunshine. She's shining, he's shining, he's shining like the sunshine. Pass me the reset. She need a resist that fire. I feel inspired, that's why. Stay in my soul, I'm so flying. Traveling dreams testify. Ancient cantation by fire. Speak from the heart, Mama Maya. She cannot help but recite it. She sang a song and he cried. He don't know how to reply. She wiped the tears from his eyes. Something is on the horizon. She can't hide the smile in her eyes. She's shining like the sunshine. She's shining, he's shining, he's shining like the sunshine. She's shining, he's shining like the sunshine.
Shining right here on
Yes.
Dissect. That tune, like, it has a summer feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
It has a chill, West Coast relaxed vibe to it.
Yes.
How were you feeling when you was in the studio?
I was like, what? Okay, I'm so ready to work and let's go. That was my reaction to it. And the producer, the way we looked at it was like, let's just chill and do this. It was like cool like that.
Yeah, it just has an easy vibe to it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
chill and let that play in your ride, the roof out or whatever the case is, and yeah.
It's the facts though. It's the facts in the music because when you hear like you talk about ancient cantation,
Right.
you know what I mean? You know how powerful that is? You know, even the other day I was talking about like if we can go into this, I know we're not talking about that right
No,
now, it's
no,
the
we can, we
music.
can, we talking. We getting to know
But
you.
even the other day I was talking and I was like, oh my gosh, like Dominica like just came out of like slavery like 184 years, not too long.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
That's like stuff you have to think of deep, like how powerful we can be even as musicians, you know?
Yeah,
It's like, what are we doing? I mean, somebody has to say it, right?
it's truth.
And it's all well and good. You can have the fastest beat in the world, but what are you saying?
True,
You know, and
true.
every now and then we do indulge in a little bit of, you know, free up, and but we do have to take this serious because it's our generation and it's who looks up to us,
Truth,
you know. Every
truth.
now and then I want to do what I want to do, but still I have to know that there are people who are looking up to me, and it's time that we awaken that energy, you
Nice.
know.
No, that is true. Um, we all love our fast music, whatever type of genre it is, right? Like you say, to free up. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you have to touch the soul of people. You have to touch,
Yeah.
people's spirit, and a lot could be missed in your lyrics when you're actually going very, very, very fast, right? So,
Yeah, yeah, because music is the heartbeat. So when you feel your heartbeat, it doesn't it doesn't like overpower your soul in a way where it doesn't want to be itself, you
right,
know? It's like if my heartbeat is going like really fast, it's because I'm running or something, or I'm
right,
walking so fast.
right.
But like when we think about the heartbeat, that's what music is. If we can continue to incorporate that in our sound,
Hmm.
we'll never lose the soul of the music. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So
Well, we know where your mind is when you said that. But have you always have that type of thinking, or this is something that
I did, but as a child, I was so afraid to imagine beyond what was taught to me because, or even create beyond that sometimes because I feel like, you know, sometimes where you born or what you born into
Hmm.
can limit your mind to what you really want to express or what you should be expressing, which
True,
is to getting to know yourself.
true,
And a lot of that have been uh, kept away from us, you know. Like I
right.
tell you, 184 years, that's just like, for me, that's like
Yesterday. Yeah,
yesterday.
yeah, yeah.
You know, so now it's like, what do we do to change that?
Right.
And we should never even feel bad about doing R&B and soul music because I'll tell you something that come from us and our culture, you
Yes.
know.
Yeah.
So, and that's way back dated to Africa. So at the same time, it's like what are we gonna do about it? We can use this music and help people, their soul, their vibe, all of
Right.
that. So
It's like I was having a conversation with our producer, executive producer earlier, and we were having a discussion on music and the island.
mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you ever heard of the Clockers, but
Oh yeah. Oh
right.
yeah.
So we're talking about, like, when the hip hop era came into Dominica, where a lot of people wasn't trying to accept it. Not that there wasn't people on the island that wasn't into hip hop, but a lot of people wasn't trying to accept it. But he made a crucial point, and I was like, wow, I never actually thought of it that way, which is
Mm-hmm.
hip hop is no different than calypso music,
Right.
as far as
Or
the
reggae. Or reggae.
or reggae music, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
you're really telling the story of what your people is going through.
Right.
So when you make the point of that we should not be afraid to do this music, you are right. These are all music of all people that was telling our
Yes.
struggles.
Yeah, we should not be afraid to use it, you know. It was given to us to be used, but I always say it's how you use it, you know.
Right.
It's what you do with it. Because, you know, we might be feeling like the fast pace is getting us somewhere better and
Hmm.
faster, but or faster, not even. But the thing is, sometimes we do need to slow down and start letting people remember to enjoy great music.
Of
You
course.
know, it is the quality all the time. Can it stand the test of time? 20 years, 40 years, for a lifetime,
Hmm.
forever,
Hmm.
you know, because I don't know if you know this artist named Diana Washington,
I've
and
heard the name
she's
before.
an amazing musician
Right.
and a singer, and up till today I can still hear her voice in my head every other day. Like
Right.
I don't forget. And when you go back to listen to music that have been played 20 years ago,
Hmm.
you like, and it's still in your mind.
Yes.
It's like, wow. And I mean the good stuff,
Yes.
you know.
Well, the popcorn music is what I call some of the music today. When you hear them, like let's say something that came out 4 years ago, like oh my god, I forgot about that song.
Exactly.
Compared to a song that come out in maybe 1985, and you're like oh my god, and you start singing to the song.
And don't get me wrong. You might come and one day see me just singing to a Vibes Cartel, but guess what? At the end of the day, I know where I stand
Of
with
course.
what I want, and I know where I want to be, on what side of history I want to be,
Right.
you know? And I always want to be on the best side of history,
Of
you
course.
know?
Of course.
Because it's not just about me. It's about everybody that was there before me and will be there after
After,
me.
yeah.
It's just, you know, that's what it is.
Yeah, it's really it's supposed to be one body of work.
Mm-hmm.
You do your part and make it easier for whoever comes after you, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. For
But
sure.
I don't know. But
It's
so
a process.
yeah, it is a process. It is a process, and hopefully, we will get to that point one day.
For sure. For sure.
You
No,
know,
it's true.
yeah. But COVID is almost, well, abolished.
COVID. COVID.
COVID. How has it been, for this whole pandemic, with, your performances and all that stuff? How has it impact you?
Well, first off, when COVID just started, I had to find a way to start streaming. So I bought all these different gears,
Mm,
you know, to start streaming with and stuff. And then as soon as that happened, I started getting shows again, even throughout COVID. So it's like,
right.
I just have to say I've been blessed to still have the opportunity to be able to perform for people and even on live streams. And I
Right.
had to drive all the way from Minnesota to Wisconsin, Eau Claire,
Oh yeah.
you know. So it's, I
How
just, yeah, I
how
can
long
say
is that?
I'm still thankful throughout that time.
Nice. How long is that drive?
Um, uh, Sometimes 3 hours,
Okay.
sometimes 3 hours from where I live. Yeah.
Ah, that's not bad.
If you, yeah, it's not that bad. But if you
But
like, I'm closer to the city side, then you know it's something where I have to drive like even less.
oh, okay.
Hmm.
Nice. What's your fan base like? Like in I'm pretty sure your fans are not just in Minnesota,
No,
obviously. But
it's
what
all over the place. Brazil, LA,
nice.
Houston, Minnesota, in the Minneapolis area. Is really huge in the Minneapolis area. Then we have Chicago,
Hmm.
just a lot of
Just
places.
just just global.
All over the
So,
place.
but how's that? What's that like though? To see, you were, doing, Temptations in Dominica, and you have fans obviously in the area and Roseau and all that stuff, right? And to be there now and all these names that you just call like love, like somebody from Brazil reaching out and oh my God, Samantha, I'm your biggest fan. Like,
Yeah.
what's the vibe? Like how's it
I
what's that
mean,
like?
I mean, it's a little bit weird at first because you're not so used to it, but then
Right,
it's still like, wow, why wouldn't I believe it? That's what I wanted, right?
right, right,
Just like we talk about manifesting, I just feel like it's just a manifestation of what I've already been thinking since I was a child, just singing and being me.
right,
That's what I have come to be and become.
right. But that
you
doesn't
know
add any pressure to the creative process, right?
no, I think the only thing that could add pressure to that is like maybe if I stay away from Dominica for too long.
Right.
If I stay there, because the thing is to come back home is to rejuvenate,
Yes. Yes.
and I just feel like every now and then I need that. And
Hmm.
the home is like always home, even if Minnesota is my home and they have treated me so good, like with
Right.
respect and love.
Right.
I cannot help to say that I do need to rejuvenate.
Yes. Of course, you have to reset. I like to call it reset.
Yeah, pass me
Go
the
back.
reset.
Yeah,
That's
go
in
back to.
shining as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Pass me the reset.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
always good to touch. But when was the last time you went home?
Oh,
A while, eh?
like 4 years ago.
All right. Well,
Yeah, I
no,
think
we'll use COVID as an excuse because that was like 2.5 years.
it
So.
was it was my excuse. But I mean, it's long overdue, so
Right.
never know. I like to surprise people just like that.
I think a video, music video of yours in DA would be dope.
Right.
That would be
Keep
wicked.
saying that because you might just be on point.
Yeah. Well, I guess I put it out there already. So let's just
Well,
see. Let's see what happens from there.
that's what it's gonna be.
So what's the future plan like? Like anything in the near future that we could look forward to musically, album
For
wise, or
sure, for sure. And I'm working with a lot of producers.
right?
I also producing in my studio and working with my band. I already have music working on like as we speak, and it's being worked on and it's gonna be released soon. So I'll have a date for you guys very
Very
soon.
soon. So wait, so you produce your own music? Well, I know you said you have a home studio, but you actually produce.
Produce, like make beats and everything.
Oh, so you play instruments?
Yeah, I do. I play the piano and I also play the guitar.
Okay, so you're not just sing a song slash
Nah,
songwriter. You're like a full
slash
out musician.
musician. Exactly.
That's always been in the process, or is this is something
It's
that was
always
added?
been in the process. It wasn't like well it just happened today. I've been on this vibe for years. For years,
Right.
yeah. And
Only,
I
only,
and I got taught some great things by some good teachers. So
right.
mhm.
Yeah, I saw a picture. I want to say last week with I can't remember what the guitarist's name is, but I guess I maybe not up to par, or I need to go back a little bit more. I'm not
um
sure who he was, but you guys were making a big deal out of him, and
Jelly Bean.
right.
His name is Jelly Bean Johnson. So he played guitars and also drums with Prince. He worked with Prince in
Okay.
Minnesota, in the Minneapolis area, and he
Right.
worked with Morris on the day, and the time, Morris and the time. So it's like it's a huge deal. It's a big deal in Minnesota. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
You
it
know
should
who
be.
Prince is, right?
Of course, like
Yeah.
the fact that you mentioned Prince, it makes him a big deal
Yeah.
automatically, not
Yeah.
just in Minnesota, like worldwide,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So you are walking in some big footprints.
Well, I would say I'm walking in my own
Yes,
because
yes, yes. Don't,
I
no, no.
doubt I can feel this, but I definitely know what I'm capable of. But
Right.
I am just happy to be amongst these people who are so gifted to be
Right.
able to do these things. I mean, that's just legendary,
Of
pure
course.
legendary stuff. And then I have all these people surrounding me and cheering me on. That's like all the hairs on my head is like standing up, like literally, like my
Nice.
skin is crawling. Like it's a big deal.
Right.
And I remember when even Yaga and I, my manager, we drove
Mhm.
all the way to from Minnesota to Florida. We
Right.
drove there. We went to meet with a Grammy Award winning producer named Glenn Kalotkin. He has 25 gold plaques and he's
Right.
5 times platinum. And
Right.
he has a Grammy on the Supernatural album with Carlos Santana.
Mm.
And just like so much stuff, man. Like, so all I have to do is just be thankful
Right.
and know I came a long, long way. You know,
Yes.
you know the vibes.
Of course. And I what I meant when I said you walking in some big footprints. No, I'm not saying like, follow nobody's
No
footprints.
problem.
Of course you
No
creating your
problem.
own. What I meant is you're in good company. You
Yes,
know what I mean?
definitely.
You're definitely in like in the place where anybody should really be, right? With like
Yes.
obviously with you have people with experience, and the knowledge of the whole vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So that is crazy. So but that alone should I don't want to say pressure, but that alone should be like, bring so much excitement that in the studio that how do you even get your work done?
Well, I do because people, the way they see it is like they enjoying it the moment with me and the journey. But
Right,
for me, I always keep moving.
right,
It's like I know your opportunity can be missed right away if you are not focused on the things you're supposed to focus on. That's that one time to shine. And the song we did together was Time and Love.
right,
And this song was done by Laura Nairo, who was signed with Columbia Records. And
right.
the guy who recorded me was also with Columbia Records, who did Barbara Streisand. And I was like, oh my goodness, do you see this? Like,
Yes,
this is really happening. But I have to stay focused and just know that I came here to do a job and it has to be
it got to
done
be done.
properly.
That is amazing. I think that's the name I was looking for, Barbara Streisand, because
Barbara
I
Streisand,
was
yeah.
reading up something, and you're doing a song that was done, a Grammys nominated song that was done way, way, way back.
And it was and the guy who recorded Barbara Streisand is who recorded me. His name is Glenn
Right,
Kalotkin. So
right.
it's like so that same guy comes back after all these years and does this with me. Like I get to go visit at his house and I
Right.
mean, this is just
Yeah, you
what
saw.
can I say? So I know your question is so valid and it makes sense to ask that question, but I just try to stay focused
Of
always.
course, which is the right thing to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to, stumble like, oh my God, right?
No,
So,
no. Because like for them, they're like, you're a superstar. And for me, I'm like, hey, I'm just doing what I do. So
nice.
it's,
Still that humble DA chick.
yeah. Yeah, it's the same one.
Nice.
For real.
But that's amazing. Like, to have somebody at, that level, that means they really see something in you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like, but that's amazing.
Yeah.
Um, how would you, if you had to change anything music industry wise, what would it be?
Yeah, I get asked that question a lot. Um, I feel like it would be like the fear to be fair.
Right.
I guess is what you consider to be fair in the English language. But how we know it, like it's like, just give artists what belongs to them, what they work hard for, the performance. Everybody's not a writer, but sometimes we perform under that right and we still need what belongs to us, which is You know, the streams are like terrible.
Hmm.
You know, all the streaming and platforms and distribution companies, how they treat the artists. I wish that would change.
Right.
And I mean, you never know. It can.
Yeah, definitely. But that's not a problem you guys have, like, because you guys are independent. You guys are independent, right?
Yeah.
So
Very.
yeah. Um, what was that?
I say very.
Uh,
You know?
I think that's probably the better way to go, because then, like I've said this in the past, then you get to put out music from here, and not
Yes.
something somebody else think would be what we want to hear, right?
Yeah, because I mean, somebody always has an agenda, right?
Of course.
So, I mean, we do this thing for real, bro. We do this thing for real. It's not a boast or anything. It's just that when you know what you know.
Right.
And being independent is the best thing that, we could have done. And Stafford Music Group LLC, I have to big them up. Like my
Right.
team, they are so supportive, and I can be as independent as I want to be.
Right.
And in other words, I can write music and feel free. We come together as a team and say, hey, we're gonna choose this song or that song,
Hmm.
but I always get to be myself, and that's what's important.
Nice. So you got nobody picking bits for you, or it's
No,
just
because it changes who you are. Even as a
yes.
person too, you don't even notice, because you're gonna be singing these songs for years and years to come.
Yep.
I mean, who wants to sing a song that they don't want to sing in 10 years? I
Right.
want to sing all my music. I want to be able to enjoy it and love what I do.
Of
Period.
course.
You know,
There's a lot of people who, who perform and like it is emotionless,
yeah,
because there's
no
no.
emotion, no
Yeah.
soul. Like I tell you, we gotta have that, you know, man, people, when you start talking about certain things that people don't really, or might understand,
Right.
maybe not,
Hmm.
it's hard to really say certain things because you don't want to offend anybody. But at the end of the day, I just know that we have to go along with that soul, or else we will lose it.
Of course.
We will. And I try to tell people, don't be afraid to use the R&B and soul music, because it belongs to us. It
Yeah.
belongs to the native and the African and the, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, and no, everybody in the world is using every genre,
Oh yeah.
so feel free. It's free. Take in the soul, man.
No, you just said something there. It slipped my mind, but anyway, I'm gonna get to the point of it. Um, Damn, I wish I could remember what you just said. Like you
Yeah, the
said it, and
mind going fast
I
now.
kept
The
it, and I was like,
vibes.
I was gonna use it, and then
It's the vibes.
I completely um I completely lost it. But
It's all right.
nonetheless, but nonetheless, with with all this different music that we're talking about, that people use, and all that stuff. Um, you made a point about some people may not understand what's being said, but I think understanding is not the problem. I think listening is the problem, because
Okay.
if you just pay attention and don't make your own judgments, you will get a clear message um, in what is being said, right? Um, so with that being said, this is the point I was gonna make. This is the point I was gonna make. Is there any artists away from, or any artists back home that you would love to work with, that's actually doing the type of, maybe not the type of music you're doing, but on the same spiritual vibe or the same upliftment? Is there
Hmm.
any artist you could point out back home that you would work with, or would love to work with?
I mean, I wouldn't really know what spiritual journey people on. I just think
No,
like
okay. What I mean. Okay, maybe spiritual is the wrong, but you know what? Okay, your level of thinking.
okay, my level of thinking. All right.
Right.
Well, I can't really say I vibe with too many people on
Right.
that topic. I think mostly here, and I would assume because I work so much here in my
Here.
area
Okay.
and my
Right.
surroundings.
Okay.
But I mean, thinking back on artists that I really love, I would say Dr. Silk.
Oh, I haven't heard him in a long time. Yes.
Yeah, Dr.
Yes.
Silk. I don't know, not too much, I guess. But if you would like put a few options in front of me and be like, oh, would you like to do
Oh,
a feature of that artist? And then I
right.
would like the music, I would probably say yes or no.
Okay. So, all right. I'll give you an option. I
Oh
was
my
in,
god.
in my okay.
Okay.
Don't put you in the spot.
No, but let's go. I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay. In the top of my mind when I asked that question, I was thinking Nasio. I'm thinking Colton T. I'm
Okay.
thinking Amaziah Moses.
Nasio is a good one.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So
And you know what's sad though? I remember Nellyson, I was supposed
yes.
to do something together, and
Ooh.
sometimes up till today I still think about it, but I don't like to think about it too
Right.
much.
Right.
But I do know if I had to do something with somebody, it would have been her though.
Right.
Like that
Oh,
would have been like my first answer.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, maybe you could, I don't know, do a remix. Get some
That's a good
clarity. Use,
idea.
yeah, use a
Yeah.
voice or something like that.
Yeah.
That would probably be dope too.
Yeah.
Cause she was amazing.
She was.
Yeah, she was
She
amazing.
still is because energy doesn't die. So
That is true. That is true. That is true.
yeah.
So, where can the people connect with you? Like, I know you have music videos out there. Um, and you have more than one or two music videos out there.
Mm-hmm.
Where can people see your music videos if they wanted, to take a look?
Okay, well, you could find me on my website at samanthamoonmusic.com, or I use my Instagram a lot.
Right,
So you can also find me at Samantha Moon on Instagram, also on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, everything at Samantha Moon. But mostly if you go to my website, samanthamoonmusic.com, then you could get everything there. It's like a one-stop shop with all my Instagram, all my links, my URLs, whatever.
right. So you guys definitely check that out. Support the artist. Um, Another one of Dominica's top hidden treasures.
Well,
It
thank you.
yeah, hey, gotta give you flowers while you're sitting right in
I
front of me, right?
appreciate that.
Of course, I don't
Oh,
want to
you
go
know
back.
what though? Have you
Mm.
ever heard of, before we go, have you ever heard of a artist named Rocket? He's a bass player and he sings.
Oh no.
Yeah, he moves in the Chicago area. He's
Okay.
amazing. You should probably interview him.
The Rocket.
Yeah,
All right, you guys in the back,
Brian
please.
Rock.
All
Yeah.
right, please take note of that for me, please.
So
Somebody.
that's a good musician as well. I would do a feature with him too.
Okay, what type of music is he into? Like,
I would say reggae, but his voice sounds so good. I think he could possibly do anything he wanted to.
he wasn't on one of the performance you had. Was it last month in January? Was it?
No,
Oh, okay.
because I think the only time I performed with Rocket was in Chicago at the Wild Hair.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah.
right. Well, we'll definitely look him out. See, I asked that. Who? Okay, I can't remember the name of the
Somebody
performance.
said they heard of Brian Rock.
Oh, okay. All
Okay,
right.
you
So,
can't remember the name of the performance, what?
no, you were doing a virtual performance, and
Mm-hmm.
there was a guy doing reggae. Um, I want to say he was. I think he had dreads.
Oh, that was at the Pablo Center in Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
Oh yeah, that sounds familiar. Pablo, the
Yeah.
name Pablo sounds familiar.
Yeah, that's a huge building. Like
Yeah, it
there's
looked that
theater
way.
and everything in there. Like they have like huge concerts and stuff
Right.
at the Pablo Center, and it's just they show me so much love. Like
Right.
every time I go there, it's pure VIP, and big up to the Pablo Center.
Nice. Is that live still out there that, maybe we could go back and look at? It
Yeah,
should be
but the
there.
thing is, what you wouldn't want to happen is you're gonna look for the minutes in
All
the
right.
song of when I started playing. But if you could play like the first, see where it is, and then play like the first song that I when the band just started with me, because there's
Yeah.
another band before me
Yes.
who opened for me.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Then you came on, and then you came on like twice or something.
Yes, I came on twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
It was
right.
a really good show.
Yeah, it was a really good show. My co-host and I, Joelle, which she could not be here with us tonight, and
Mm-hmm.
I know she's beating herself, but because she really wanted to
It's
meet you.
okay.
She was actually going to try to make it in the back room just to say hi to you, and
Wow.
but
Thank you.
she's
Next
caught up.
time.
So yeah, exactly. So next time, maybe she'll take over the interview and I can relax. But
Okay.
um, I want to thank you so much for this. We learned a lot about you tonight. Um,
Sure.
and
Thank you
hope,
for having me.
of course, my pleasure. Hope you join us next time, sometime in the future, maybe in your
Yeah.
next music video or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then yeah,
sure.
we could connect. All right. So
For sure.
you have yourself a great evening, ma'am. And
You too. And thank you to the Dissect Show for having me on Island Therapy and TDN TV. We want to thank Facebook and thank you to everyone who's going to see this after.
right,
Don't miss out next time.
make sure you
Thank
guys
you.
share it.
Thank you, Nigel. All right. Bye.
All right. See you.
Okay.
Miss Samantha Moon, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty exciting. Learned a lot about her. Been following her for a while. So I encourage you guys to follow her as well. Enjoy her music, man. Especially, if you're Dominican and you haven't heard of her, support the music, support your own. You see the type of people she worked with. Let me just put it out there. I don't think we have a Grammy in Dominica. She's very close. So let's do that. All right. We will see you guys next week right here on Dissect, man. I hope you guys have a lovely evening with us. Have yourself a blessed week and a blessed weekend. And stay tuned for our guest for next week right here on Dissect. Peace.